So here I am in Emily's kitchen. Obviously, I'm not doing anything in the kitchen.
Oh no, I might get an apron on you.
And I'm hanging out with Emily to let you guys know a little bit more about this amazing woman. So, what do you love most about cooking? I know that's a bit of a cliche question, but what do you enjoy most?
Do you know what? It's not actually the cooking.
Right.
It's what I get from feeding people and bringing them together around food.
Okay,
That's
I like
the biggest
that.
thing.
And what's your favourite thing to cook?
Oh, I get asked this all the time. And
Just don't say like bangers and mash or something, because we'll be really disappointed.
I love cooking like Mexican food. I'm really enjoying that at the moment. Because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a really fun thing to cook for a crowd, and everyone shares, and you have big plates around the table, and so I really enjoy that. And it also means I get to drink margaritas, which is
Okay, so you're happy if there's alcohol around.
100%.
So we're going to speak a little bit about how we met each other. So I met Emily as she came to our Guildford studio. We got to know a little bit more about her, that she had this amazing backstory, trained to be a writer.
Yes, that's right. After university, I trained as a journalist.
Which is incredible. And then what led you down this route?
I think I started working when I was 14.
Yeah.
So, in cafes. And I worked in a cafe at university to actually pay my way through uni.
Right.
So it's something that I'd always been around, been interested in. And after working as a journalist for a few years and then having my first child, I realised it was it is a difficult industry.
Yeah.
It doesn't pay very well, not that food does. But,
Yeah.
But the hours and the stress just it took on a different. It just, through the eyes of a parent, it felt different. It didn't feel as manageable and as enjoyable. So when we relocated up to Leeds to kind of get on the property ladder, and my husband set an office up there, an opportunity came up to set up a cafe.
Yeah.
And it was just supposed to be coffee and like light bites, but I realised within the first 3 months that to make money and for it to be viable, I needed to do a lot more. And so I was like, okay. We had a basement underneath the shop, which I turned into a kitchen, and then I just sort of winged it.
I love this. But this is so true. Like when I meet such amazing people that like we've been so blessed to walk into our studio doors, you find their backstory. And I've got to say, like, we did the same thing when you're starting your business. You're like, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to put everything in it to make sure it works. And then what made you then do culinary school? So what made you then take that next step?
I think that probably comes from a place, and I think women in general are bad with this, is that this sort of imposter syndrome, the sense that I needed more qualification from someone else to be like, yes, you can cook, you are good enough. I felt like an imposter, really.
Right.
I'd learnt on the job, but I never had anyone kind of critiquing me. Obviously I had my customers and they loved what I was doing, but I'm the sort of person that I actually need someone to give me a certificate.
Right,
and
so
say,
you felt
can do this.
Almost to prove to yourself and to everyone around you that you're like, I'm meant to be here.
This is what I'm meant to be doing.
Fine, okay.
So, and I wanted the challenge as well.
And it is a tough chat. I remember when you were going through it and you were coming to see me in classes before, and you're like, it's a lot, it's tough, and then you've got through the other side. So what's next for you? Apart from our one-day retreat.
Many of those to come. More events, that's what I love doing. Everyone keeps saying, you're going to open a cafe, you're going to open a restaurant. I've got 4 children, it's just not on the horizon at the moment. Never say never, but the thing that
life is busy for you.
It is super busy, and actually doing what I do now, which is event catering, at small scale, very bespoke. I love it. It's so creative. I have every week. It's a different brief. It's a different menu that I have to develop.
So you're kind of being really creative, and it's quite exciting building up to those events as you go through.
I love that. I love that so much. Like more, I love the food element, and I love the cooking, and I love the event itself. But the planning and the creativity that goes into it is what I'm really passionate about.
I can see it thrive. I've been to Emily's events as well, and that's why we thought this was a perfect partnership, joining our talents together, but also giving you guys everything that we are passionate about. Good times, good food, and good movement. And I think that's what's going to really, hopefully, bring us into a wonderful relationship with a lot more to come. And I hope you've got to know Emily a little bit better after. She doesn't like to be on the camera, but I think she's done a great job.